So, uh, what role do you think the engineers have played in creating like the sounds of areas? So, like you look at that Atlanta sound, you know, the Chicago sound, or sort of stuff like that. What role do you think those engineers have played?
I think they play a major role because without the engineer or the mixing engineer, it's very hard to capture a certain sound because a good engineer knows how to manipulate sound. That's his first and foremost job. To blend, to mix, to pan, and stuff like that. If you don't have a mixing engineer, you'll basically have a bland sound. Everything will sound flat, muffled. Depending on Atlanta, especially like you said, Atlanta sound is very heavy on 808s and that really low kind of dark sound. So if you have a male artist that has a deep voice and you have 808s clashing with it, it's not going to sound right. So as a mixing engineer, I always believe that they bring it to life, if that makes sense.
Okay, kind of talk about a little bit about like people record on their computers, blah blah blah, and some people are really good at it, and then some people record on a big board at a studio, and you kind of get a different, more radio sound. Why can't people get that? Why can't most people create that big studio sound from like their computer or whatever? Is it just knowledge, or like what do you think is?
I think it's definitely knowledge. I've actually been in both parts, in the studio or outside in the bedroom, engineering. It's hard as an artist. A lot of artists try to engineer their own stuff because they understand it's very expensive to hire engineers. Just putting out one record, it could cost you a little bit. But at the end of the day, the difference between the two is you have your consumer products and you have your commercial products, which is your industry standard products. So if you have little things like just a conversion, which is analog to digital conversion just from your microphone, you'll have a big difference. You can tell if someone is recording on a $200 microphone or a $3,000 microphone, and it's all in basically the product that you're getting. You can have a $400, $500 setup, and you go to a full commercial studio, which is $500,000 to $1 million. Of course, you're gonna have a different sound. So that's pretty much the major difference. But a lot of we're in 2017. A lot of the stuff that's available to people is pretty much the same, meaning that like the plugins, anybody can buy it, go onto internet, Waves or Universal Audio, and purchase different plugins that you can use the same. And the other part of it is the knowledge. A lot of people go to their local music shop, buy the equipment, but they don't have the foundation of what sound is, or what audio is, or even just recording it. They'll record it really, really hot or really, really loud and think that's how it's supposed to be, but it's not. If you have everything clipping, you have your drums clipping, your keyboards clipping, and your vocals clipping, all you're going to do is get a clipping sound, and it's going to sound distorted. And that's the big difference between analog and digital. Analog, you can hear you can clip an analog and it still won't distort as bad as a digital clip. So that's the major difference between the two.
Hey, thanks for checking out this video. The real point of Artists Up Next is to challenge you to work with us to get you 1,000 fans over this next year. Yeah, 1,000 people buying, listening, and telling the whole world about what it is that you're doing. Are you up for it? The choice is pretty clear. You can click the link below this video and start on the process of taking over the world, getting your music heard, and making your dreams a reality. Or you can continue running around in circles and living a boring life. The choice is pretty simple. Click the link below and make your dreams become a reality. Let's get to work. We'll talk to you soon.